The year is 1999, and Pete, the man right here, is about to make his first big investment. It's in the one company he feels certain about, a tiny tech company with a digital payment platform that should disrupt the entire $500 billion credit card market. The upside is unlimited, so he invests about $1,700 in the startup, which was a lot of money for the 29-year-old. And at first, it looked like a major mistake. The stock market collapsed a few months later. The company might have gone under with the thousands of other dot-com startups. But Pete's research and due diligence was spot on. The company survived. He got it right. But even Pete probably didn't know how right he would be. That tiny startup was PayPal, and his $1,700 stake turned into $55 million in just 3 years. Let me repeat that. Pete's $1,700 stake in PayPal turned into a mountain of money, $55 million in just 3 years' time, a staggering 3,250,000% gain. But here's the crazy part. PayPal was just the start. It was one of several tech companies that Pete either funded, founded, or led over the last 3 decades. We're talking about some of the world's most successful tech outfits, innovators like SpaceX, Stripe, Twilio, Lyft, Facebook, SoFi, Airbnb, Spotify, and OpenAI, the maker of ChatGPT, rocketing his way onto the list of the world's richest men with a $4.6 billion fortune. Which is why Forbes says Pete is one of the most successful tech investors in history. Fortune calls him a legend, and the Washington Post says he is the titan of tech. So let me ask you, if Pete, this guy right here, approached you today and invited you to invest alongside him in his latest tech company, one he calls the next Google, would you do it? Would you do it knowing this company could make Pete another 3,250,000% gain, just like PayPal? Well, of course you would, especially when you hear that you can invest with less than $25 and that this company is on the cutting edge of the $200 trillion artificial intelligence revolution and already has contracts with no less than 30 federal agencies, such as the DoD, the DHS, DIA, and the FBI. The Pentagon is already paying it up to $250 million. The U.S. Special Operations Command up to $463 million. The State Department up to $100 million. The U.S. Army up to $115 million. And the Air Force up to $110 million. Of course, no investment is risk-free, which is why if you stick around for one more minute, you'll see exactly who Pete is, his secret to finding companies that soar higher, and why this opportunity could be just as profitable for him as his past ventures. You'll get all the details so you can decide how much you want to invest, whether that be $25 or $25,000. For me, well, I'm definitely investing. I don't want to look back at this moment a few years from now with regret that I had the chance to invest alongside Pete when his trillion-dollar company was trading for less than $25 a share. And when you see all the evidence in this presentation today, I have a hunch you won't be thinking about if you should invest, but rather how much you should invest. The bottom line is this: there are only a handful of opportunities in one's life to make truly massive gains. This is one of them. So let's dive in. Exactly who is this titan of tech? He's the eccentric billionaire and investor Peter Thiel. We've been moving in the same circles for years now, and a very powerful circle that includes the likes of Steve Forbes, James Davidson, and Warren Buffett. Now, my team has been working on projects with Pete dating back to the early 1990s, offering him insight and guidance as he ventured into his investment career. Pete's formula for success, for finding that perfect investment, is pretty simple. You may actually want to write this down. According to my research, he finds tiny companies developing new technologies that will inevitably disrupt massive industries. Again, it is pretty simple, but not easy. It makes sense now that implementing this formula requires knowing which technologies will succeed and which will fail. Take Pete's investment in PayPal in the 90s, for example. The company was a startup, practically unheard of on Wall Street. It had a new technology, a digital form of payment that could beam money, and it was poised to disrupt the entire global banking system. The need for PayPal was monumental, Pete said. Paper money is an ancient technology and an inconvenient means of payment. Again, it was tiny at the time. They were inventing the digital wallet. Pete spotted the opportunity to invest in this tiny company before Wall Street had even heard about it. And just 3 years after Pete invested $1,700, his stake would net him $55 million, a 3,250,000% gain. Can you imagine what it would be like to turn $1,700 into $55 million? Those are the kinds of returns that are possible when one invests in a tiny company that is at the forefront of a new technology with the power to disrupt an entire industry. In a moment, you'll get all the details about Pete's latest venture, one he calls the next Google, a company that has 1,372 patents and applications protecting its technology. A company that is a leader in the AI market, a market that is projected to grow from roughly $500 billion to $200 trillion over the next 6 years. Now that's an increase of 39,900%. With a market going up that much, a lot of investors are going to make a lot of money, and I want you to be one of them. And you have the chance if you invest alongside Pete by scooping up shares of this tiny AI company for less than $25. You'll want to invest soon, before the company has the chance to turn into a $1 trillion behemoth over the next few years. I'll give you all the details in a moment, but first, I need you to understand how truly lucrative this opportunity is. Because Pete's investment in PayPal, it wasn't a fluke. It's something he's done again and again and again. Take Facebook. For years, the popular social media company was MySpace, but it was ultimately outsmarted by the competition, a tiny newcomer called Facebook. Now, Facebook took the social media concept and made it even better, creating a user-friendly interface that appealed to teens, young adults, and seniors alike. Today, it has a user base of 3 billion people. Now, Pete was the first outside investor. He put in $500,000, and that $500,000 stake surged to $1 billion in just 8 years, a 200,000% gain. It was the best investment in his venture capital founders fund. Now, the same thing happened with his investment in Airbnb. At the time, the company was tiny, unheard of. Its website and powerful mobile app made it possible to connect travelers with hosts, offering unique accommodations worldwide, and it had the hotel industry running scared. Now, with time, it grew, and when the company went public, it was one of the largest and most valuable IPOs ever. Its valuation skyrocketed 235,000%, and the jump from seed valuation by early investors to the peak IPO valuation 11 years later was 499,900%. Twilio is another example of one of Pete's investments. Now, there's a good chance you use its technology daily without even knowing it. When you get a text notifying you that your Uber arrived, Twilio sent it. When you lose your Netflix password, Twilio delivers a new one. The tiny company has been awarded 491 patents to protect its cutting-edge technology. It was the one company Pete believed would disrupt the $1.8 trillion telecom industry. And again, he got it right. Twilio closed up 90% on the day it went public and went on to make early investors more than 2,600% in 4 years that followed. He does it again and again and again. He invests in a tiny company with a new technology that's poised to disrupt a huge industry. OpenAI, the creator of ChatGPT, is another prime example. Had you heard of the company before it exploded onto the scene in late 2022? Probably not. The business, it was tiny, but Pete knew about it because he's one of the most plugged-in tech investors ever. He could see how the company created a machine learning technology that, for the first time, gave ordinary Americans the chance to unlock the power of AI sitting in front of their computer. And the way things are looking right now, OpenAI could easily disrupt the $242 billion search engine industry, surpassing even Google. The same thing with Yelp, Spotify, LinkedIn, Asana, and Lyft. Pete invested in each company and made an absolute fortune. Now today, a large part of Pete's $4.6 billion net worth comes from his early investments in the most successful startups in the world. You see, it's no secret that angel investors like Pete have access to lucrative startup opportunities that most investors just can't get access to. Now, these angel investors take on the risk of investing early, buying shares on the cheap, and waiting for years for the chance to make these outsized gains. Pete's AI company, the one he calls the next Google, is a perfect example. He bought in early, over 2 decades ago, for the chance to make another 3,250,000% gain, to turn every $1,700 stake into $55 million again. And now that that company has gone public, you're able to invest alongside Pete, picking up shares for less than $25 each. Now let me be clear. You can invest alongside Pete, and of course, investing now means you won't be in line for making 3 million%, because this stock is already public and moving fast. In fact, since I started researching this opportunity, Pete's net worth has increased from $4.6 billion to more than $7 billion. You can just buy shares of his company for less than $25 a share right now. And if this truly is the next Google, we could see shares of Pete's company go to $100, $200, and even $1,000, giving you the opportunity to lock in some massive gains in the next few years. Now, is that really possible? Well, let me try to give you some perspective. Pete made a 3,250,000% gain from PayPal, which disrupted the $500 billion credit card industry. Now, Pete's latest venture is disrupting the growing AI industry, an industry valued at $500 billion today, but is predicted to grow and grow and grow to $200 trillion by 2030. The entire industry is expected to grow 39,900%. So could this company do as well for him? Could this be the next Google? I think so. I actually have no doubt the company will turn out to be the #1 AI company in the world, trumping NVIDIA, which has already made investors more than 17,000% over the last decade. Because, as I'll show you in a moment, it's not only making moves in the exciting open AI market, it's also making moves in the much more exclusive AI market, one called closed AI. I'll tell you all about this closed AI market in just a moment, and the 1,372 patents and applications protecting this company's technology. Now, you'll want to invest soon, between now and May 5th, if at all possible, and I'll explain why in a minute. Just know this company will not stay under $25 for long, because my research shows this company, what is being called Silicon Valley's most secretive company, won't be a secret much longer. And to see why, you need to understand exactly how big AI will become. In 1995, few people could even imagine exactly how big the internet would become. We could only describe it as an advanced version of the Yellow Pages or an encyclopedia of sorts. We could not imagine the Internet of Things and that the World Wide Web would connect our phones, our cars, and our ovens. But those who did, people like Pete, they were able to make fortunes along the way with companies like PayPal, Airbnb, and Facebook. Now, the same can be said of AI today. Few can see exactly how big this will become. They tend to think of AI in terms of chatbots or advanced computer algorithms, but it's about to become much more than that, so much more. As mentioned, the entire AI market is worth roughly $500 billion today, but it's predicted to add $200 trillion to the US economy by 2030. Now that's an increase of 39,900% in just a few years. Mark my words, AI is going to be more disruptive in the next 10 years than any other technology over the previous 50 years. More disruptive than personal computers, the internet, and even smartphones. That's because AI is not just going to disrupt one industry or even two, it's going to disrupt all of them, every single one. Healthcare, transportation, retail, manufacturing, defense, and so much more. And what we know for sure is that with all that disruption comes incredible opportunity. All I can say is strap in. The AI revolution is going to be quite a ride. Bill Gates calls it the most revolutionary technology in decades. Elon Musk says AI is probably the single biggest item in the near term that's likely to affect humanity. And Mark Cuban proclaimed the world's first trillionaires are going to come from somebody who masters AI. I think one of those trillionaires is going to be Peter Thiel. When one steps back and looks at the big picture, it's more than possible. I'll say it again. The entire AI market is worth roughly $500 billion today, but it's predicted to add $200 trillion to the US economy by 2030. And again, that's an increase of 39,900% in just 6 years. Think about the way tractors changed farming, the way that airplanes changed travel, the way that computers advanced the business world. That's what AI will do, but it will be bigger. It will change every aspect of our economy, and it's happening. It's impacting lives right now. Take Maria Carlson, for example. Now, she's a 42-year-old math teacher from Ohio. She was diagnosed with the most common form of leukemia, but conventional treatments just weren't working. Her doctors, they were stumped, so they turned to AI for help. The system compared Maria's genetic information to 20 million studies, and within just 10 minutes, it found that her original diagnosis was actually completely wrong. She had an exceedingly rare but treatable form of leukemia. Doctors developed a treatment plan for Maria, ultimately saving her life. Now, AI will also speed up our ability to achieve nuclear fusion, a bottomless energy source that can power the entire planet. It is clean and safe, and it's fueled by seawater. Unlike renewable sources like wind or solar, fusion plants will operate 24/7 with none of the environmental impact of fossil fuels. And more importantly, it can generate 4 million times more energy than burning coal or oil, according to the International Atomic Energy Agency. But that's just the beginning. Imagine you're a UPS driver. The shortest route between deliveries is easy enough to figure out if you have 3 or 4 stops. But as you add more deliveries, the number of possible paths just explodes larger. For 20 deliveries, a regular computer would take 10 billion years to optimize your route. Even the world's most powerful supercomputer would take 1,200 years to solve the problem for just 22 deliveries. But using AI, the shortest route could be calculated instantly. Now, when you consider that carriers like UPS and FedEx have 66,000 drivers delivering an average of 135 parcels each day, imagine what that would do for their bottom line. Jeff Bezos says it is a renaissance. It is a golden age. We are now solving problems with artificial intelligence that were in the realm of science fiction for decades. You can see why Bill Gates declared AI has the potential to change the world in ways that we can't even imagine. Why Google co-founder Sergey Brin says this is the most significant computing development in my lifetime. And why Elon Musk stated AI is growing at a pace close to exponential. Now, exponential is a word we hear thrown around often, but what exactly does it mean? We'll take a look at this chart. For the past 6 decades, computers have doubled in power and speed every 2 years. That is exponential growth. Now, to put that into perspective, if the speed of cars had doubled every 2 years for the past 6 decades, they'd now be capable of driving 11 billion miles per hour. And pay attention, AI's effect on computing speed and power, it's not doubling every 2 years, it's doubling every 3.4 months. Already, some AI computers can perform calculations in a single second that would take humans 31 billion years to figure out. Just think about that. If the growth of AI is exponential, isn't the opportunity to make money also? I think so, and I'm guessing that Pete agrees. That's how he turned a $1,700 stake into a $55 million windfall in just 3 years. Again, a staggering 3,250,000% gain. It went exponential. And now you have the chance to invest alongside Pete in his AI company, starting with less than $25, giving you the shot to see the stock climb to $100, then $500, then $1,000 or more over the next few years. Which is why I want to get you all the details on this stock, including its leadership in the open AI market and also the much more interesting closed AI market, so that you can invest in it today. But you need to know what makes this company, located far outside of New York and Silicon Valley, in Denver of all places, what makes it so special. It all comes back to Pete's formula. Tiny company with a new technology disrupting a big industry. So let's talk about that. Pete's company is tiny in comparison to other tech companies. Microsoft, Nvidia, and Google are 30 times, 40 times, and 73 times larger. Now, you could invest in any of these other AI companies. They're good investments, but their growth potential is limited. They can only get so much bigger, and it won't happen overnight. Even if Pete's AI company only grows 1,000% over the next few years, it will still be tiny compared to these other companies. And here's the part I love. Even though the company is tiny in comparison, the revenue is soaring higher and higher year after year after year. COVID didn't hurt revenue, nor did inflation, nor did the Fed or any other factor. Revenue is racing higher year in and year out. And why is that? Well, it's because Pete's company serves a very big and stable customer, the US government. 30 government agencies have already lined up at their door with nearly $1 billion in contracts. Of course, the specifics of deals in the pipeline are kept under wraps due to their sensitive nature, but here's what we know. The Pentagon is paying them as much as $250 million. Why? Well, because the Department of Defense is handling 685 AI-related projects that will help us defeat any enemy that threatens our freedom or that of our allies. Now, Pete's company has also won a juicy contract worth up to $463 million to create AI-driven solutions that will help the Army's top brass make smarter and easier decisions. A State Department contract worth up to $100 million to use AI to monitor the health of the diplomatic corps, and the company landed a $10 million award to help Space Force track objects, everything from incoming missiles to alien life forms. Yes, aliens. Now, using history as a guide, these contracts alone could help Pete's company grow over 1,000% in the coming years. After landing massive government contracts, General Dynamics saw a 600% gain, Boeing saw a 900% gain, Northrop Grumman went up an incredible 1,100%, and Lockheed Martin's total return was 1,200%, all in just 10 years. But Pete's company has much more potential. Their AI applications can serve not just the military, but all aspects of the government. Now, you may be wondering, what makes Pete's company so powerful? Why is it better than NVIDIA, Google, or OpenAI? Yes, it's tiny. Yes, it's at the forefront of AI, but it also has breakthrough technology. Pete's company has filed for 1,372 patents around the world, and many of those patents protect their leadership in AI. As a pioneer of AI, this company leads the open AI market, folks, but it also leads in another market, a much more mysterious market, the closed AI market. You see, most companies like ChatGPT are open AI. Anyone can go in there and tweak the data. And it's great for companies who are testing out new ideas and trying to expand the possibilities. In fact, Pete's company is a big proponent of this open AI. But there's no doubt Pete's company also uses closed AI to keep safe the data of our military, police force, CIA, and even the FBI. It's one of the reasons they are one of only 3 companies the United States government trusts with their sensitive data. Let me explain. Pete's company plays a vital role in helping the intelligence community keep us safe. Now, few people know this, but the company's technology is now being used to safeguard the U.S. nuclear stockpile. Now, let me say that again. It protects our nukes. Its technology stands between us and hostile nations like North Korea and Russia. If that's not a powerful endorsement from the government, then I don't know what it is. Again, it's just one of only 3 companies in the world to have a secret security clearance from the Department of Defense. Now, I've mentioned the company is already working with 30 government agencies. It develops new drugs for the NIH, helps Homeland Security combat human trafficking and uncovers cybercriminals, detects Medicare scams, reduces crime rates, and fights identity theft. And that's a lot. But here's where things get really interesting. The 30 agencies the company is working with only represent 1/10 of the government agencies out there. In total, there are over 400 government agencies. Now think about that. If Pete's company is already making an estimated $2 billion a year in revenue from just 30 agencies, how much more will they make if they can win over the other 370 agencies? Pete's company is actively working on winning over new contracts as more and more agencies are trying to figure out how best to leverage AI. Could they go from $2 billion to making $10 billion, even $20 billion? Yes, they can absolutely keep growing. And will the stock keep soaring higher as they land these contracts? Yes, absolutely yes. Now, when I come across investment opportunities like this, I'm often reminded of the quote from Mark Twain, who said, "History doesn't repeat itself, but it often rhymes." That's the story that I see playing out before our eyes with Pete's AI company. Pete has already made gains of 3,250,000% in PayPal, 200,000% in Facebook, 499,000% in Airbnb, and now he is investing in the most exciting opportunity of all, the next Google. It's disrupting a big industry, the AI market, which is predicted to grow from $500 billion to $200 trillion by 2030. That's a 39,900% surge. It has the new technology, 1,372 patents and applications. And it's tiny. But I don't think it'll be long until this stock, trading for less than $25 a share, turns into $100, then $200, and then, yes, even $1,000 a share, maybe more. Now, opportunities like this, they don't come along every day, so I'm not guaranteeing that Pete will make the exact same gains that he's made before. It may be less, but I suspect he'll actually make more, a lot more. If we're right, and if history rhymes, then his AI company could be on track for some historic gains. But I haven't got to the most exciting part yet. Right now, there's a lot of talk about using AI in business, but only 4% of companies actually reported using any kind of AI last year, meaning Pete's company has a vast, untapped pool of customers. Pete's company just launched their new AI platform to a group of private sector customers, and the verdict is in. One client described it as years ahead of other solutions it had seen. Nothing else comes close. Again, the sheer number of industries that it can be applied to, it's just off the charts. Like e-commerce, waste management, auto, education, energy, media, agriculture, cybersecurity, and even human resources. It even deploys AI into space. Frankly, I can't think of a single industry that it won't transform. Already, it is servicing some of the biggest companies in the US with its extensive range of services. Merck, Ferrari, Airbus, Pacific Gas and Electric, FAA, Cleveland Clinic, AT&T, 3M, and BP. What's more, they're in talks with 300 companies about implementing their new AI. Now, demand for the technology is unprecedented, unlike anything we have seen in the past, says a spokesperson. In fact, U.S. commercial revenue is up 70% year over year, and it's no wonder Pete calls this company the next Google. It fits his formula perfectly. It's a relatively small company with a new technology that is disrupting massive industries. Yes, industries, plural. Now, it's about 1/30th the size of NVIDIA and has a massive edge in open AI and the more intriguing closed AI, disrupting the entire industry that services the US government and disrupting any industry wanting to leverage AI in their business. Now, that's why I believe that over the next few years, this company could be the greatest investment you ever make. It will mint a whole new wave of millionaires, and I want you to be one of them. I'm confident anyone who snaps up shares in this company today, as in right now, will be richly rewarded, which is why I'm personally investing in this company. Now, there's no doubt in my mind that the stock price is going to soar into the stratosphere from $25 to $200 in the next year. That would be a conservative estimate. Just look at how fast revenue has grown since 2008. And that was before the company's new technology was even released. Frankly, you'd be nuts not to take advantage of this opportunity. If you don't act today, you only have one person to blame. You'll want to invest soon, between now and May 5th, if at all possible. Why? Because Pete's AI company will be holding a very specific investor presentation. They will use this time to reveal any new contracts they have signed, which I think will be a lot, and new technologies they are developing. Now, after this event, after this presentation, investors will likely see what Pete already sees, that this AI company truly is the next Google. Now, in just a minute, I'll tell you how to get the exact details to invest alongside Pete, but you don't have to be an angel investor to invest alongside Pete. Not this time. Now, Pete's company went public, and you can buy shares for less than $25. And if this truly is the next Google, we could see that stock go to $100, $200, and even past $1,000, giving you the opportunity to lock in some massive gains in the next few years. Of course, there are no guarantees when it comes to investing, but years from now, I think you'll be able to look back and tell friends and family that you saw the writing on the wall, understood the magnitude of the situation, and grabbed the opportunity with both hands. I have no doubt that Pete's company will turn out to be the #1 AI company in the world, blowing out NVIDIA, which has made investors over 17,000% over the last decade. You'll want to invest soon. Now, my hope is that regular Americans, including you, make a ton of money from the AI revolution. This is your chance, perhaps the last chance to make life-changing gains. AI is going to make more people wealthy more quickly than at any other time in history. It will have huge implications for you, no matter where you live, what you do, or how much money you have. And in my view, there will be no bigger winner than this AI company. To get you started, I'd like to give you all my research on this company in my special report, The Tiny Company Fueling the $200 trillion AI Revolution. The potential risks, the potential rewards, how to buy it, everything you need to know is in this report, and I want you to have it. But first, you should know a bit about me and how I developed an AI-driven stock rating system to give people just like you the chance to see peak gains of 100% or more 329 times since 2020. Yes, you heard me correctly. I developed an AI-driven stock rating system that has given people just like you the chance to make peak gains of 100% or more, no less than 329 times since 2020. Now here's a full list of them running across your screen. You see, I'm the chief investment strategist at an independent research firm in Palm Beach, Florida called Money and Markets. As I mentioned earlier, the founders of my company and I go way back, working with experts like Peter Thiel back in the 1990s. Experts at some of Wall Street's most prestigious firms follow our insight: Goldman Sachs, Merrill Lynch, and Citigroup, just to name a few. Everything we do is centered around this formula for investing. We find tiny companies developing new technologies that will inevitably disrupt massive industries. However, we do go one giant step further. We overlay every investment we recommend with the AI-powered stock rating system I developed. Now, this system looks inside every company in the stock market, all 6,000 of them, and ranks them 0 to 100. Anything under 40 is in the red zone, which is bad, and anything over 80 is in the green zone, and that's good. In the last 4 years alone, it identified 329 green zone stocks that have reached triple-digit gains. Yes, 329 triple-digit gains. That's 329 opportunities to see gains of 100% or higher over the last few years. Now here's how the rating system works. It breaks down each stock by size, favoring small companies over large ones, just like Pete does. It also looks for growth, a data-driven way to look for companies that are disrupting a big industry with a new technology. And then we also look for momentum, volatility, value, and quality. It processes millions of data points in seconds and calculates a rating. Now it's very complex, but the results, they are simple to use. If it is red, it's a good idea to avoid the stock. If it is green, consider putting it on your buy list. And the more green it is, the better. For instance, this is the chart of a little-known company called Opera, a Norwegian technology company. On March 6th, my system publicly issued a bullish rating. After my system analyzed thousands of data points, it was clear that it was a great investment with a lot of potential. Now, it eventually hit a rating of 98. Anyone who invested had the opportunity to make up to 218% in just 4 months. My AI rating system also upgraded Mammoth Energy, an Oklahoma-based oil and gas company, on May 2nd. The rating eventually hit a 94, and Mammoth stock took off, shooting up to peak gains of 299% in just 7 months. Then there's Torm PLC, a marine shipping company. It got an official strong bullish rating last March. Ultimately, it got a perfect rating of 100, and the stock took off 373% in just 14 months. Now that's enough to turn $1,000 invested into $4,700 if timed perfectly. Now odds are you've never heard of Torm, Mammoth, or Opera, and that's because they were all tiny companies with new technologies disrupting big industries that also got a high rating. Take Assertio Holdings. My AI system upgraded this pharmaceutical company before it shot up 145% in 11 months, a nearly perfect score. Ardmore Shipping got an upgrade to a bullish rating before it jumped 312% in less than a year. And it gave Seco Environmental a rating upgrade to bullish before it soared 256% in a mere 10 months. Again, my AI-powered stock rating system is second to none. In the last 4 years alone, my system has identified 329 stocks that went on to hit triple-digit opportunities with an average peak gain as high as 192%. Now let me say that again. That's 329 opportunities to make an average peak gain as high as 192%. Of course, not every stock identified went on to be a winner. These top examples required exceptional timing and they reflect the best possible outcome. You see, I can't possibly track every stock my system finds for my readers. There are just too many of them. But those who have access to my rating system can use it anytime they like to help them decide on their own when to buy and when to sell. Most people don't see 329 triple-digit gains in a lifetime, folks, but those who follow my rating system could have seen those over the last 4 years alone. Even just a few of these peak opportunities could change your life without worry. Now, this is the same system I've used to help me find some big winners to make official buy recommendations for some of my most loyal members. But don't take my word for it. Listen to the top feedback from these members. Fred in California wrote, "When I signed up with you, I set a fairly unrealistic goal for myself to shoot for 50% annual profits for the next 5 years in order to retire early. Well, so far this year, I am at 95% return for my entire account, up $100,000. It's really mind-blowing." Don in Texas is another example. He says, "I sold half my position in CSIQ for a tremendous gain of over $9,000 or 127%. Great stock choice and a great result in less than 6 months." And then there's Vernon in Utah, who joined at the perfect time and told us about an incredible winning streak with some stocks from our rating system. He wrote, "So far, I'm up on 7 of 8 trades. I've recommended you to my kids and my friends. I let them know I trust you because I'm making money using your research and your picks." Now, nothing brings me more pleasure than helping people like Fred, Don, and Vernon make money. And through my stock rating system, they've had the chance to see 329 triple-digit opportunities over the last 4 years. This is a list of some top-rated stocks from our system's bullish ratings. These peak gains came within a year or less. 684% on Plug Power, 544% on Dayco New Energy Corporation, 526% on MicroStrategy, 496% on Fulgent Genetics, 302% on Aptivo Therapeutics. Now you can imagine the kind of wealth a system like this has helped our members generate. You might imagine why my team filed for a patent around our AI stock rating system and why we wouldn't sell it for $10 million or even $100 million. Now, to my knowledge, no other rating system is close to being this powerful. And while no rating system is infallible, you can use my stock rating system with confidence to help decide whether you should buy, sell, or hold a stock. The stronger a company is, the higher its rating goes. If it's over 80, it's a strong indication to buy. That's the power of this AI-powered stock rating system. It's this exact system that alerted me to Pete's AI company, in fact. While most people never heard of this company, my system gave it a rating of 93 for its momentum. That's great. It's rare for a stock to get that high of a rating. And when I started looking under the hood, it became clear that this was a no-brainer. Now, I suspect in the months ahead, it will get a perfect rating of 100. Now, I think you can see why I'm investing in this stock and why Pete is invested in this stock and why I think you should too. But you have to decide that for yourself, which is why I'd like to give you all the details on this company inside this report called The Tiny Company Fueling the $200 trillion AI Revolution. And I want you to have it for free. More on that in a moment. Well, why? Because long before I became chief investment strategist at Money in Markets, and long before I was a hedge fund manager and chartered market technician, I was just a regular Joe who grew up far away from New York City and Silicon Valley, a little piece of rural America called Huntington, West Virginia. So it's just a town of about 50,000 people. There was one road in and one road out. My grandparents still live there. They come from humble beginnings and worked honest, blue-collar jobs to give me the opportunity to excel in the world of finance, to become a financial analyst ranked in the top 1% in the world, and to be here in front of you today. I'll never forget their sacrifice. And honestly, helping folks like my grandparents is a big part of the reason I left the hedge fund world behind and started with money and markets. It's why I'd like to give you this report for free. Peter Thiel's AI stock trades under $25 right now, and my research shows it could be trading much higher a year from now, on its way to $100 a share, then $200 a share, then $500 or more in only a few years. But that is just the start. Remember, Pete's massive 3 million% gain came from disrupting the $500 billion credit card market. Now, this AI company is breaking ground in the $500 billion AI market, and the AI industry is expected to grow to over $200 trillion by 2030. Now, that's an increase of 39,900%. If the industry grows this much, how much higher could this tiny AI stock grow? You can see why I want to get this report in your hands today. And as great as that is, I don't want to stop there. I wanted to equip you and your nest egg with 2 additional top-rated AI companies. That's right. I want you to have 2 additional AI investments. The first bonus stock is like NVIDIA, but 1/20th its size. It operates in the electronic design part of the semiconductor pipeline that makes AI even possible. It's an industry that is dominated by the US, an industry that will continue to grow as Washington pours billions of dollars into American chip companies over the next 10 years. Now, the company's design tools are the secret sauce behind virtually every major industry player that tests and produces advanced chips. Its customers include Microsoft, Panasonic, and ST Microelectronics. The demand for advanced chips continually exceeds supply. The race is on, and in that race, we are key ingredients, says the company's CEO. Advanced chips will soon be an estimated 500 times more powerful than the AI chips being used in programs like ChatGPT. They will dramatically accelerate AI in ways we can't even imagine. And I expect this company to be leading the way. Right now, my stock rating system gives it a score of 99 for growth, and I think it's an absolute steal. This fits all of our criteria. I've put all the details in a special report called The One Company Perfectly Positioned to Win the AI Chip Race. But that's not all. The second bonus AI stock is trading for just $10 a share and has inked a close partnership deal with OpenAI, the company behind ChatGPT, giving it access to state-of-the-art AI models and support from OpenAI's research team. Now, this company currently has a rating of 86 for its growth, but I suspect it could reach 100 quite soon. And because of its relatively small size, you have a much greater chance of making money than anything you'd seen from Google, Meta, Apple, or Amazon. That's what makes this $10 company such a fantastic investment. Its technology rivals these big companies, but it's a fraction of their size. The potential for it to rise 1,000% over the next few years is very strong. You'll find out all the details in your third special report called This $10 Stock is a Backdoor Way to Profit from OpenAI. Now, both of these stock recommendations can also be yours for free alongside my special report, The Tiny Company Fueling the $200 trillion AI Revolution. That's 3 AI stocks that have been validated and verified by my stock rating system. Each one gives you the potential to reap the rewards as the entire AI industry grows 39,900% in the next few years. All you have to decide is if you want to invest and how much you want to invest. But frankly, it would be a disservice to stop with these 3 reports. To truly help you reach your financial goals, whether that be making $1 million or securing the $1 million you already have saved up, we need to go a step further. You see, I created a whole community for like-minded investors. I call it Green Zone Fortunes. There are currently 56,000 members, from 20-year-olds in California to 90-year-olds in Florida, from farmers in Iowa to ranchers in Texas, and I would be honored to have you as our newest member. Here's how it works. The moment you join, you get all of these benefits. As you can see, Green Zone Fortunes is designed to be your one-stop shop for targeting profits while skirting the stock market's turmoil. Let's break down all the benefits of being a Green Zone Fortunes member. Benefit number 1, you get full access to my AI-powered stock rating system. As mentioned, this system has helped spot 329 stocks that went on to hit peak triple-digit gains over the last 4 years. I can't tell you how important this rating system really is. Look, there is no such thing as a risk-free investment. One may lose more than they win, and sometimes a complete loss is possible, which is why I never invest more than I can afford to lose, and neither should you, because, hey, losses are inevitable. But we want to mitigate those losses as much as possible, and it's why I use this AI-powered stock rating system, and so should you. It has guided me in my investments year after year after year. Again, I wouldn't sell this proprietary system for $10 million. But I do want to give you access to it as the newest member of Green Zone Fortunes. And to help you achieve even bigger gains, I want to arm you with benefit number 2, the Green Zone Fortunes model portfolio. Now, we sift through the top rated stocks and hand pick the strongest ones that are, you guessed it, tiny companies using new technologies to disrupt a big industry. When a stock jumps onto our radar, we alert members via email with a trade alert. We tell them exactly what stock to buy or sell and why we are recommending the trade. You can even get set up for text notifications when it's time to check your email. It's extremely easy to use. You'll know exactly which stock to buy, what price to pay, and when it is time to sell, you'll be notified via email. Investing really doesn't get any easier than this, folks. And that's just the beginning. Benefit number 3. Detailed, easy to understand research reports. Now, the key to successful investing is to be as informed as possible. And as a new member, you'll have us right there with you, helping you find the biggest winners possible. Like Pete's AI company, as he goes after another 3,250,000% gain, just like he did with PayPal when he turned $1,700 into $55 million in just 3 years. And now, today, you have the chance to invest alongside him. Finding investments like this is something I've been doing for over a decade, and to be blunt, I'm actually pretty good at it. But you don't have to take my word for it. Listen to what Kyle from Ohio wrote. I've been following your advice all the way back to May of 2013. I have complete trust in your research and fully expect it to be hugely profitable. Kudos for purchasing Barrick Gold well before Warren Buffett. With Green Zone Fortunes, you will be armed with all the information you need because for every stock we recommend, we share all our research in an 8-page report. My team and I go into detail about our stock picks. We leave no stone unturned. We look at the industry, the financials, the leadership, the risks, the reward, and so much more. We want to do everything we can to identify the next big winners. Again, I will show you how to become a member of Green Zone Fortunes in just a moment. 100% risk-free. But I'm just getting started on all the benefits of being a Green Zone Fortunes member. Benefit number 4, you're going to love my weekly updates. Every Wednesday, I send you an update on our positions and answer the common questions that have come in from the community. This is more of an open discussion between friends as I see it. Members truly enjoy the benefit of being in the loop. Benefit number 5, you'll also receive our e-letter, Money in Markets Daily. Every day, my team identifies a stock that is on the move. It is either entering the green zone and you should buy it, or it's entering the red zone and you should sell it. We want you to be the first to know about it. Benefit 6, you'll also have our customer care team at your service. Again, I've been doing this for over a decade and I want to make sure you have the best experience possible, which is why I have a customer care team who are available to answer any questions you have about your membership. Benefit 7, you also get access to the members-only website where we have everything posted for your convenience. On the go? No problem. You can access everything on our app. As you can see, Green Zone Fortunes is designed to be your one-stop shop for making money. It is the culmination of everything I've been working toward my entire career. And once again, I would love to welcome you as our newest member. 56,000 people from all across America are already enjoying it, and I think you will too. And it all starts with these 3 reports. The tiny company fueling the $200 trillion AI revolution. The one company perfectly positioned to win the AI chip race. This $10 stock is a backdoor way to profit from OpenAI. Now, each of these reports is valued at $500. That's the minimum I would charge for Wall Street clients. But they are yours for free when you subscribe to a 1-year membership to Green Zone Fortunes. That said, there is one more important thing. To give you the best investment insight, I hire the best people and pay for the best data feeds. So I do have to offset my costs, which is why a membership to Green Zone Fortunes does not come for free. An annual membership usually runs $299, and that's a drop in the ocean compared to the value you're getting and the potential gains at hand. But here's the thing. I don't want anything at all holding you back from the chance to make life-changing gains. So I'm not going to ask for the regular membership fee today, or even $200 or even $100. The annual fee for you today is as little as $49. That comes out to less than $5 a month. Now, if that is too much for you, then I'm truly sorry. A membership is probably not right for you. I truly believe that thanks to the insights you'll receive, a membership to Green Zone Fortunes will be the best investment you ever make. Now, with that said, I know we just met and I don't want anything holding you back from joining today, which is why I'm taking all the risk off the table. So here's the deal. If you are not 100% satisfied with your membership, let my team know and we will issue you a full refund. Use my AI-powered stock rating system. Get access to my top 3 AI stocks and all the other open positions in my model portfolio. And if you don't like what you see, if you are not completely blown away by our research, our recommendations, our insights, just let my team know and we will refund every last cent. No questions asked. Now, why would I make you such an incredible offer? Why would I give you access to all of my research risk-free? Because I have a hunch you'll love everything you see. The 56,000 existing members are a testament to that. I think you will love it too. I truly believe that you'll look back on this day and see it as a turning point in your financial journey. A day when you went from confusion, frustration, and maybe even sleepless nights to clarity, victory, and sleeping soundly. I want that for you. I truly do. I want you to know what it feels like to buy a stock and watch it climb to $100 a share, $500 a share, then $1,000 or more. Like how Peter Thiel felt when he saw his $1,700 investment turn into $55 million. Again, it would be an honor to have you as our newest member. To get all the details, simply click the orange button below. Again, all I ask is for $49 for a 1-year membership. That's less than $5 a month. Now, my accountant, he says I'm giving away my research, and he may be right. But if it helps make you massive gains, along with the 56,000 current Green Zone Fortunes members, I'm okay with that. All you have to do is click the orange button below to review the details of your order before accepting. Now, early on, I asked you if you had the chance to invest alongside Pete and his next venture, one that would give him the chance to make another 3,250,000% gain. Well, would you do it? I'm guessing you said yes because you're still here listening. Well, this is that chance. Within the hour, you could be holding these reports in your hands and have the opportunity to invest in the $25 company that is leading this $200 trillion AI revolution. But this stock, it will not stay cheap for long. I'm investing, so is Pete, and we would love to have you alongside us. I think this is the biggest opportunity of our lifetime. Simply click the button below this video to get started.